Welcome to my Call of Duty Black Ops 3 ranking list of reload animations. Key features of this list: we will be talking about guns non-pack-a-punched or weapons non-upgraded. Also, there will be no speed cola or electric cherry on the guns to hinder our viewing pleasure of the animations we have. No fast mags are on any of these guns, and my list here is fact. It's not an opinion, it's just the truth. There are 62 weapons I could find in the Black Ops 3 database for reload animation, and I will be ranking them all based on their reload animation. But the 62nd spot is the Pharaoh, and I don't even care about its ranking. Screw the Pharaoh, it comes in at the number 62 spot. Now we're actually getting into the list. Coming in at the number 61 spot, we have the NX Shadow Claws, dual wield obviously. Now the reason they come in at the second lowest spot, besides just being miserable, which doesn't matter for the reload animation, is that their reload animation is literally completely off the screen, so how can you even rank this? Next up, we have the Marshall 16s, dual wield. This is once again makes no sense, because guess what? You shoot shots, you can see the shells release on the screen, but guess what? Your guns drop off the screen to reload again, so number 60 spot. Next up, we have the Zap guns, once again being a great animation because it appears off the screen, but it still has to rank higher than the Shadow Claws because you see the release of the magazines before they drop below the screen. Number 59 spot. Next up, we have the GKZ 45 MK3, and this comes in at the number 58 slot, because my favorite part about these guns is that they're still the dual wield, so you get weird reload animations, but guess what? You don't even reload these things, you just shake them like shake weights, and boy, you have ammo back in them. You're lucky, buddy, you got some ammo. Shake that thing. Now, at the number 57 slot, we have your old buddy, the ray gun. Now, you may be thinking, this animation's pretty cool, it's a classic, and it is pretty cool. The only issue I have with this animation is that when you fling open the front of the gun, I have a very hard time believing that you'll have an easy time throwing those two bottle caps perfectly back in every time. But your character does it. Number 56 slot, the Dingo right here. Now you may be wondering, why is the Dingo so slow? It reloads so fast for an LMG. That is true, but my gripe with the Dingo is that thing loads. That thing was loaded already, and we have that stupid clamp on the side for no reason. When you shove the rounds into the bottom of the gun, it's loaded. There's no reason for the clamp on the side, and that's the reason that it definitely cannot get any higher than the number 56 slot. 55, we've got the SVG, and actually the animation looks pretty smooth, but the issue I have here with this animation is that the gun already takes 20 minutes to fire after each shot, so why the heck do we need a 20-minute long reload animation for this stupid gun? It's not even anything special. Number 55 is a privilege for this. Coming in at the 54th slot, we've got the KRM-262. And just take a look at this thing. You have to pop it open, and you have to put each shot in individually. And the way I said that is the same way you feel while you're reloading this gun. This animation is terrible. Whatever. Number 53 spot, we've got the Weevil. Now, I would make an argument for why this thing's so low, but honestly, no one's going to make an argument for the Weevil, so I'm not even gonna. It's the number 53 spot. Number 52, we've got the HG40. Now, the HG40 just doesn't even compare to looking as appealing as the MP40. And when the gun looks ugly, the reload animation looks ugly. Therefore, can't get any higher than this. 51st spot, we've got the M14. Now this thing is much improved from its Black Ops 1 counterpart. However, the reload animation just still isn't anything special. It's smooth and all, but it doesn't get me going. It really just doesn't get me going. Just number 51 spot. Cracking the top 50, we have the FFAR. Now, 50th slot, like I said, FFAR. But the thing that's awkward about this is the reload where the magazine actually enters the gun, is behind the handle of the gun. And there are some other guns that do this a much better job in Black Ops 3, and those will come up in further spots. Next up, we've got the off-brand AK-47 coming in at the number 49 spot, which is the KN-44. Now, a lot of people seem to really enjoy this gun. I don't as much, however. And the reload animation isn't anything special, so it's not going to get any higher than the 49th spot. Vesper, number 48 slot. Guess what? This gun also reloads behind the handle like the FFAR, but it looks better doing it, and that's why it's up here. M16. I was happy when I heard this gun was returning in Chronicles, but was really disappointed to see it in the box with this sight that is not its original one. And honestly, the reload animation isn't anything special either. It's smooth though, so it's not going to rank near the bottom. 46th slot, we've got the Draken. Now people love this thing because you got fast mags and speed call at the same time. This thing goes to work. But the issue is the animation is boring. Take it out, put it in. Take it out, put it in. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Number 45 here, we've got the Brecci. Now we've reached that territory where these animations, instead of looking bad, are just getting pretty boring. This thing's got a bland animation, what can you say? 44th slot, you got the Elcar 9 here. Now, once again, not anything special. Reloading through the handle, it's almost like a pistol. You like the feel of a pistol, but it also handles like an SMG at the same time. And that weird vibe you get with the reload animation kinda makes me not like it. 43, Kuda. 42, the M1927. That drum mag, taking it out, putting it back in. These animations start to get good. 41. We have the M8A7. My friend told me that he used to have an irrational fear of burst weapons, and I think I may be developing one. Don't know why. I'm just not a fan. 40. The VMP. This animation. It's just smooth, like bread and butter. 39. We have the Man-O-War. Now, this animation actually looks fairly decent. Just don't know why it takes so long for it to click into place, it seems. It's alright though. 38. HVK-30. It's actually strange how closely this resembles the Man-O-War, at least from my eye. But I have to say, it just feels like it doesn't get that stuck click noise that the Man-O-War does. So I like it a bit more. Next, unlike its fake HG40 counterpart, the MP40 comes in here below the 40th spot. It's just clean. OG. Gotta respect it. 36th, we've got the Papasha 41. Now, you look at this and you say, how can this not be ranked directly next to the Tommy gun or the M1927? Well, guess what? When I run out of ammo here, and I reload this, instead of holding on to the side of that drum mag, I place it in from the bottom this time. That's right, the bottom. Big difference. 35th, we have the 3179 JGB 215. It's really a shame that no one ever came up with a nickname for this weapon to simplify it. But even though it's a wonder weapon, wonder weapons usually come with some really cool reload animations. Now this one, on the other hand, the animation isn't that crazy, but the sound when it reloads sounds good, so it's ranking a bit higher than some other normal guns. 34th, we have the XM53. Now, it may be like, this is really simple, but simple looks good nowadays. Look at it. You pop it out, you put a rocket in, you pop it back into place. Simple is nice. And look at this. Train up these zombies, shoot it into a crowd, kill them all. It's great. Coming in at the number 33 slot for reload animations, we have the Locust. When you look at Black Ops 3 Zombies and you think about the snipers, you think about the Draken because of its insane rate of fire and headshot ability with that speed. Then you think about the SVG because it's power, but the Locust is kind of sitting in between each of them. But if you watch this reload animation, it is the smoothest of them all. Number 32 spot, we've got the BRM. BRM goes to work here, but my favorite part about all these LMGs is they've got these giant mags, and you can. This one clips back in, but it looks like it was going to fall off unlike the Dingo. So the clip-in looks required here, and that makes it look much better and actually makes sense at the 32 slot. And there's another nice look of it. Now, coming in at the number 31 slot, we have the MR6. It's got this nice drop-down clip, pump back the top of it. Look, we've got two more of these coming up next. Because here we are at the number 30 slot, and guess what? We've got a gun with the almost exact same thing, but it looks a little smoother than the MR6, but there's still one more that does it a little better. You guessed it, the number 29 spot is the 1911. Not known as the M1911 anymore. With the green sights, it looks a little different than it did in the old games, but it's still got that beautiful noise with the reload animation, and you gotta love it and respect it. Next up, we've got one of those guns that is locked to a single Black Ops 3 map, being Revelations. The Peacekeeper Mark II is locked to Revelations when it really shouldn't be locked to this map at all, considering the gun isn't needed on this map, but it's a machine and it's got a nice reload animation. At the 27 spot, we have a gun that's a little less rare, available on a few maps. Is the MX Garand. It's an M1 Garand remake, but boy, the reload isn't anything special, but you still get that iconic sound with it, and boy, that is enough to make any man. Sorry, I think the last clip got cut a bit short. At the number 26 spot, we've got the Mauser C96. You may be wondering, why is this higher than the other guns? Well, you take a look at it, and I mean, it's a pretty different looking pistol. I mean, one, it's old school. That makes it awesome already. The other thing is reloading the mag in front of the handle is insane. Next up, we've got the STG. You're looking at this gun too saying, wow, what's up with the simplicity? Simplicity is greatness. Look at how smooth and fast that reload is. Once again, reminder, no fast mags or speed coal on anything. That thing just pops out and pops right back in. It is so nice. You gotta love it and respect it. It's the STG-44. At the 24th spot, we're really starting to get into the top end of these simple reloads that look clean, but soon enough we'll be getting into complicated ones. 24th, AK-74U. Old school, simple reload animation, gotta love it. At the 23rd spot, we have the Type 100's name brand brother, the bootlegger, ironically. Now, you look at this, and it's simple. You gotta love having the magazine on the side of the gun. Whip it out, shove it back in. It looks great, it's clean, it's the bootlegger. At the number 22 spot, we have another gun that loves taking in the bullets from the side. It's the MG0815, baby. It's awesome. It's another old school gun, and you get that drum mag on the side of the gun. It looks so clean. Not to mention the fact that when you take it out and put a new one in, the click sound sounds absolutely amazing. Next up, the Shiva. Now, I wasn't planning on rating this one highly, but when you take a look at the animation of the reload, your man takes the clip out of the gun and actually his hand shows tossing it to the side. Wow! I can't think of any other gun in Call of Duty that does that. That's awesome. Now, next up, we have the Bloodhound. You think of Black Ops 1 when you look at a gun like this. I think of the Python. That's what I'm thinking of. Now, like the KRM earlier, the Python used to have to reload individual rounds. But you look at the Bloodhound, and you can shove all those things in at once. Not to mention the snub nose on it makes it look really attractive. And it comes in here. If you're like me, you're probably having trouble keeping track of how far down this list we are. Well, if I'm correct, the 48 Dredge comes in at the number 19 spot. Now, this animation is absolutely wonderful because loading it feels absolutely amazing. Because you got that massive mag on the side and it just gives you those vibes of like, look at how massive the rounds are too. It's just like, this is so powerful. But coming in right in front of it at the 18th spot is the only gun that can feel more powerful than it. It is also an LMG. It is the Gorgon. I mean, just take a look at this to watch this thing go to work. It's one-shotting all these zombies. I don't think LMGs are supposed to one-shot zombies. Those massive rounds that you reload into it and clip on the side of the gun feel powerful. "17. You see the Argus, and you're probably not impressed with it. This slug-firing shotgun is nothing attractive. Well, guess what? It actually is. It actually is. Because when you run out of ammo in it and you need to reload it, look at that. Pops open on the side, and you refill it with a cylinder. How does that make any sense? I don't know, but it's the number 17 spot. Number 16 spot, Rift E9. This thing is a pistol, like all the other pistols. You have to slide back the top of it before you can fire. But guess what? You slide back the top of it to put a new cartridge in the top of it. And it looks slick. Once again, it's locked to Revelations, though, which kind of sucks. We got a bunch of those from Revelations. It's kind of weird. Next up, we have the Haymaker 12. Now, I was looking at this, and like I said, I looked for distinguishable traits in each gun's reload animation. And the Haymaker had it. Look at the way your man handles it by smacking down the last set of rounds and jamming a new set of rounds in. Just feel strong when you're rocking a Haymaker. Not only because of its power, but because of the way you handle the bullets that are in it. Coming in at the number 14 spot, we have the ICR-1, which I recently learned has a remake called the ICR-7, I think, in Black Ops 4. But my favorite part about this reload animation is the way the character just takes the gun with one hand and just like whips it so that the cartridge just falls out of the gun and you can toss a new one in there. Feels nice. You feel strong with an ICR. It comes in here. Next up, we got the Galil. You may be wondering, why does the Galil get so much higher than the rest of these guns? I mean, look at how fast the Galil gets reloaded. Without speed cola, without fast mags, without anything special, the Galil just goes to town with the speed of the reload. And yet, at the same time, it also looks nice. You pop it in and it looks good. Next up, we got the Thunder Gun. Now here's where we start hitting some good looking wonder weapons. So when you fire the Thunder Gun, you get that orangish glow that disappears from the gun. And then, not only that, you got the like trap pop up and out. It looks awesome. It's like a claw almost, just taking the ammo in. It looks great. Next up, we got the Wunderwaffe DG2. Now this thing, I mean, since World at War, it's amazed us all. But look at it. You got the cartridges, which stop lighting up when they're out of ammo. And then you slide them back, pop them all out, put 3 new ones in, and slide it back into place. It's not smooth, but it's very attractive looking. Guess what? We're in the top 10. In your opinion, you may say that the Zap guns and Wave gun are the same thing. Well, guess what? They're not, because they have different reload animations, bub. So stop tricking yourself. Look at this classic. You take the cylinder from the top of the gun and you toss it out like a flapjack. You reload it. It almost makes you hungry. Now, number 9 spot, Raygun Mark II. This animation has always bothered me because I felt it's been too long. But I mean, if you actually just look at the appearance of the animation, it's insane. We've got no other animations like it in Zombies, where you take the cartridge straight out of the back of the gun and refill it through the back of the gun once again. Number 9 spot. Now, the number 8 spot. This one may be a shocker because it's probably another gun you forget because it's on Revelations. Well, it's the Banshee. When you run out of ammo in a clip in this, it's a treat, because the thing in the top of the gun pops out at an angle, and you twist off the cartridge that's in there and twist a new one on. It looks great. Next up, number 7 spot, we have the RPK. There's one thing that makes this gun a treat to reload. It's when you take out your ammo, you toss the new rounds you have like up in the air a little bit before really placing it into the gun. You see, it gets you there. That's the number 7 spot. Number 6, the Razorback. This is what I was talking about when I was talking about a real gun that reloads properly when the ammo is placed in behind the handle. It's so fast and it looks so good. It's a shame that it's locked down to just Zetsubou no Shima, because this gun's reload animation is so erotic, as Richtofen would say. Next up, we got another gun locked down on Zetsubou no Shima, which is the KT-4. I love this. You get the liquid pod in the back of the gun, and you pop it out by whipping the gun down, and then place a new one in. It's just cool. Whenever you can involve something besides like your normal shells and you get liquids in there, it's really interesting. We're into the top 4, and guess what? I counted properly because I know what the next 4 spots are. But coming in at the number 4 spot is all of the staffs. The staffs have a great animation because it's nothing like it. You'd sort of tilt the thing up in the air, and then it just shoots out a bunch of mist. Like there's a crystal inside of the top of it that's regenerating, and it's just amazing to see. Number 4 spot. Next, number 3 spot. A gun that I also learned from playing Origins absolutely destroys the Panzer. But it's such a weird gun. If there was PhD in this game, you would absolutely adore this weapon, especially with the ammo in it. It's amazing. Maybe not because of double pack-a-punch upgrades, but this thing goes to work. And those spinning around rocket reload animations are absolutely amazing. It's got to be a top 3 one. Next, we have the bow. Now, any and all bows, because guess what? Bows reloading, they're literally the fastest reloading gun in the entire game. I mean, look at it. Shoot, it's already reloaded. Shoot, it's already reloaded. It's so fast, you just can't even stop it. A bow's amazing. And lastly, coming in at our number 1 spot, could it have been anything else but the Apothicon Servant. Look at you shove your hand in the back of that thing. You just handle this thing. And then you take an orb and you just toss it in and it's sucked in by a living creature. Have you ever had a living creature on your arm? Hope you enjoyed the video.